You always do it after we'll put recording after I finish the point.
No, I know. I'm a second late. But what I wanted to say, Jared, is look, I really love that episode too. What it brought up for me, though, is the question, do other people get to define who you are? That's the thing, because you're saying your job still does define you because people will see you as that and they'll label you as that. Or do they get to label you as that? I know they will anyway, but
well, yeah,
do you have to let the label stick to you?
You don't have to let it stick to you, but it's going to have some kind of grip on you because, again, you're introducing yourself as I'm Jared and I do this. Like, it's ingrained in society. Like, how do you get that out? Like, people want to know what you do because they're trying to gauge you. So they're using your profession as a. Yeah, they don't say to you, oh, you're that. So are you really good? How do you portray your job how do you do your job during the day? Like, they don't ask that. They just hear, yeah, I'm a gravedigger. Like, and then they have their thought like, oh wow, you deal with death all day, and it's like, well, no, I make sure everything, I clean up the area, I make it look nice, I make it respectful for the person, but and I only use that as a I have no idea other than what digging graves, but I have no idea what a grave digger does other than that. But it's just a matter of just a thought that people have straight in their mind, like, oh right, so you're dealing with dead bodies, It's like, well, no, I've got other roles in my job and I do it with pride, and people don't ask that. So
you're absolutely right in everything you've just said. But how much does it matter? That's the thing. Like, I could think that, imagine me saying, winning 20 Grand Slams is nothing. That's hopeless. Do you think Nadal, Djokovic, and Federer care what I think? It doesn't define them. That's for sure my opinion. So why should anyone's opinion matter for how it defines you?
Yeah, yes. And I guess it's to them, you're in an outside sort of looking in, going, okay, that guy who's in Australia who does a podcast thinks that I'm nothing for that. But like, if it's personal, if you go to a family gathering and you're meeting somebody for the first, say you go into in-laws and you're meeting the extended family and they ask you what you do for a living, it's a little more important than the guy sitting there doing a podcast. You know what I mean? Like, so if Roger Federer's wife or family member or close friend says that to him, that'll have more of an effect on him than you saying it, I guess. But you're right. I mean, it shouldn't matter that the guy down the street goes, oh well, that guy does that for a living and he's a piece of work. Shouldn't really matter. But it's when it gets closer to home, maybe.
You're right. We obviously take more stock from people that are close to us. I guess the bigger question is, how do we form our identity? You're asking, does your job define you? What does define the thing that we call Jared or Kiwi? We've looked at why are you you? But what makes you you? That's another question I think we need to get into, Jared.
Take my silence as not knowing. I don't know. I think it's back to being, there's a subconscious thing that you portray a certain part that yes, there's physical things you can do that you can go, I don't even know where I'm going with it, but there's physical things that you can do that people that can define you, right? But you're not just that. Just because you can lift 200 kilos above your head doesn't mean you're completely strong body and mind. Like that says, oh, he's really strong, but like, it doesn't define you that you can do that. You won't be able to do that for the rest of your life. Like, just because in that moment in time I was able to deadlift so much. So again, I don't really know where I'm going with it, because I don't really have the answer, so I just babbled on about weights.
Jared, the important thing is, I've deadlifted 221% of my body weight. I just want to put that out there. And you saw it. I've got it on video. No belt either, people. But
I
look,
I was actually going to share it, but I don't know if you want that to be out in the world, that how strong you are.
actually, that was the greatest moment of my adult life. I was in this fish and chip shop getting some food for my son, and the chef in there saw me and he goes, "You're that guy." And I was like, "What?" But he goes, "You're that guy at the gym that lifts all that weight, man. You're like Bruce Lee." And I was like, "Cool." But look, again, that doesn't get to define me either, that moment. Now, you said the amount of weight you lift doesn't get to define you. So really, what someone else thinks of you clearly doesn't get to define you either. That fleeting moment in the elevator when you've told someone that you're a gravedigger, that doesn't get to define you either. So we need to look at, what is it that makes you you? Like, what are all the elements that come together? But I know that this isn't even a proper episode. I've just hit record because I like to annoy you, Jared, and you're due to go to work in 11 minutes. But this is a question that we need to talk about.
Yeah, no, thanks for that. You've given me plenty of time to. I don't even know the answer, let alone be able to do it in 11 minutes.
This is what you get for having annoying friends, Jared.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's one of these things, right? I get it now. Yeah, but by the way, you can lift lots of weight. See me? I'm deflecting. I'm deflecting from the.
We should put that video up. All right, Jared. Enjoy your day at work, buddy.
We'll do, mate. Take it easy.